In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to clean the Tactical Solutions Packlight TSS integrally suppressed upper. Yeah, that's a mouthful. I'm going to show you how to correctly take this thing down, clean it, and put it back together so you'll be ready for your next range session. Hit that subscribe button down there. Check this out. All right, obviously first step, make sure everything's unloaded. We've got a Kylie Wolf X Pro red dot on here. We're going to try to protect that, leave the cover on. So first things first, safety on. Push the button, separate the upper from the lower. This is not very dirty at all. We'll just wipe that down, put that aside. Take our bolt out. We'll clean this up in a few minutes separately. What we're going to concentrate on is the suppressed upper. A couple of tools you'll need for disassembly. It comes with this little ferrule wrench, I guess you'd call it, from Tactical Solutions. Goes right over the tip there, and you just unscrew the end cap. Now, do not let this thing get too dirty. After about every 300 rounds, you need to do this cleaning, or getting it apart will not be fun. There we go. You can tell when it's all the way unscrewed. Then we're just going to pull out the baffle stack, which can be pretty stiff. There we go. Now the inside of this thing is hollow. There's nothing left in it, and we'll clean that separately. I'll show you how in a few minutes. Go ahead and remove the front sight ring. Put that aside. Now the blast baffle actually screws on. So the first thing we're going to have to do is unscrew that. And it came with a new wrench. This little guy right here, which mates right in those little lobes in there. You put that in. And it's a left-hand thread, so tighty is righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. Take that off. There we go. Your blast baffle. Now the whole stack will come out, and you can separate all your individual baffles for cleaning. They just kind of yin-yang together like that. There you go. There's all your components, your baffle sleeve, the main body of everything right there. Now the fun part. I've discovered this breakthrough suppressor cleaner. This stuff is fantastic. This will eat through all that residue and the lead and get it out of your baffles and your blast baffle. But I'm going to show you a little trick that'll help you save a lot of this stuff. This isn't cheap, but it's the best stuff that I found to get these suppressor baffles clean. What I do is take a little Tupperware, a little Chinese soup container, works great for this. Get yourself a little Tupperware container that's just big enough to hold the sleeve that encases all of the baffles. Add all your baffles in there and top it off with a breakthrough suppressor cleaner till everything's covered real nice. About like that. And we have an inexpensive hydrosonic cleaner here. I'm just going to put some water in there. It's already hot. That'll help speed things along. You don't need a lot of water, just enough to where when you put your little Tupperware in there, you can get that heater heat to work. You don't want it floating all the way. You want it kind of sitting on the bottom. So that's about perfect. And then go ahead and fire this dude up. I'll set mine for the maximum time, which is 480 seconds. We're just going to let that run. I'll put links to the breakthrough suppressor cleaner and the hydrosonic cleaner down in the description below. These things really work great, but they do take a little bit of time. So if you get a better hydrosonic cleaner that has a different timer or one that you can just leave on, that'll help a lot. This one, you actually have to reset the timer after every 480 seconds, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but it does a great job as you're getting ready to see. Now, in the meantime, we're going to clean the rest of this gun up the regular way. The best way that I've found to deal with this part, the main body of the suppressor and your upper for your gun, is good old-fashioned Hops number 9. Get that off there. I've had this can forever. And a 12-gauge bore swab. Now you need to be careful because the barrel inside of this is only about 3 inches long and the crown is right in here. So you don't want to damage the crown, so make sure your bore brush is not going to be hurting it. You got a little bit of metal right there and you don't want to go grinding away in there. But what we're going to do, obviously, get this good and soaked and run this dude on down in there like so, and just kind of gently swab it all around real good and let it soak. Because there's a lot of crap in there we got to get out. Just going to get that good and wet and let that sit. Now let's deal with the bolt the normal way. For me, the normal way is a good one step, like this Trigger Fanatics does a great job. Sews everything down real good. Now's a good time to glove up too, so we don't get too awful greasy. Alright, so we got all that bolt all nice and clean now. I don't know how good the light shows, but it's definitely clean. These little swabs do a great job getting in all those cracks and nooks and crannies up in the bolt face. Now, one thing that helps a lot, pipe cleaners. Good little tip here. If you don't have a pipe cleaner, get yourself some. I'll put a link to the ones I get off Amazon, but they're really good for getting in them narrow cracks. Perfect. There we go. Set that aside. Now, while we're at it, let's get the Trigger Fanatics and do the inside of everything here. Now, what I like to do with these swabs is just get up in there and get all that chamber area all cleaned up. Gun isn't too dirty. It's only had a couple hundred rounds through it, but this coming week I'm planning on getting out and putting another 3 or 4 through it. So I want to clean it up real good. Now, this main suppressor part of the body is going to take some soaking and a little bit of work. So just gradually, every once in a while, reach up in there, give this thing a gentle spin up against that barrel face that's up in there and up and down the body. The body part comes clean fairly quickly, but that face of that barrel in there, that's got some crap built up on it, and that's going to take a little bit of work to get that clean. Once you get that part all clean to your liking, I like to take a bore snake and run that through the barrel part of this little unit right quick. Just a couple passes, and that thing will be good as new inside. There we go. Put that out the way. See if I can show you that. I don't know if it'll let me show you inside of it or not, but I'm going to try. I can see inside of it pretty good. Should be able to see up in there and see that I got that breech face clean and the barrel nice and clean. Alright, that's the quick and easy part. These baffles, they're going to take a while. Alright, it's been about an hour, that's it, in this hydrosonic cleaner. So let's see how those baffles and stuff are doing now. The water's kind of hot. This is the end piece here. Jeez, look at there. Look at that sucker. Thing's clean as a whistle inside. So that worked out pretty freaking good. Check out the other parts. This is one of the regular baffles. These are just K baffles, if you're wondering. Wow, look at there. Y'all see how clean and shiny that is in there? And that thing was pretty grungy too. Only had a couple hundred rounds through it, but it's still pretty grungy. And that breakthrough suppressor cleaner cleaned that guy right up real nice. Let's try the blast baffle, because that always gets the worst. That's the one that's threaded. Look at that. That sucker is just as clean. I hope that camera picks that up, because that thing is really nice and clean inside. Watch this. Clean swab. Look at that. That thing is perfectly like brand new. That is freaking awesome. So we'll get these out and wipe them off. Oh, wait a minute. How about the sleeve? See how that looks. Because this can get pretty grungy too. Got a little bit of crap right in there. Well, that wiped right off. See if you can see in that thing. Perfectly clean. The last of the baffles is actually the rest of the blast baffle. And it's got just a little bit of lead fouling still in it. Not much at all. Take this little tool here and give it a little scrapey. My glasses on so I can see it. Yeah, very little. Some lead dust fouling in there. And that's it. So that's nothing. I'm not going to worry about that much at all. It's just about perfect. Get in there with the swab. Look at that. Like brand spanking new. One little piece right here. That came right out. Look at that. Not bad at all, huh? And they just kind of yin-yang together like that. Put them together. Stack together. Slide them in the sleeve. And you got to put this front piece in first. Then slide that back down and screw on your blast baffle, which remember is a left-hand thread. So loosening is going to be tightening. And you don't need it farmer tight, but just take your little wrench and give it a little snug tweak. There you go. Baffle stack's ready to install. Don't forget, like I just did, put your front sight back on there, because that's going to matter. Now you can put it back together. Make sure your notches line up there and just snug that down. Again, this does not have to be farmer tight, just kind of give it a little bit of torque to it. Where's my wrench? There it is. Just a little bit there. And all back together. Place your bolt. Your frame. Safety on. There we go. Good to go. Ready for another trip to the range. That's how easy it is to clean up the Tactical Solutions TSS Integrally Suppressed Upper. I'll put a link to everything we use down in the description below. Guys, if you're looking for a suppressed Ruger Mark IV upper, this thing is an absolute blast to shoot. I'll put a link to a video up in the cards where we actually do some accuracy shooting with this TSS upper and this Sally Wolfex Pro Red Dot. This thing is just crazy accurate. Give me that thumbs up, like button, hit that subscribe button down there so you don't miss videos like this when they come out. We'll see you next time. Bonus tip, when you're done, let that breakthrough suppressor cleaner settle out a little bit, and you can pour it back in your little container and save most of it for next time. So you can get multiple cleanings out of one bottle of this stuff. Now get yourself a Tupperware container that's big enough to hold the bass baffle, blah, blah, blah.